Aloha, Word Life family. It's me, Pastor Art, coming to you in this season of 10 days of devotion for our Easter weekend. First of all, I want to say thank you for being part of this time of prayer and fasting. Thank you for being involved. You know, by you doing what you're doing, you're really bringing honor to God and you're bringing strength to the whole production. You know, as much as we're doing, as much as it is important that we do our production with the spirit of excellence, and we are, also you all need to understand the foundation or the strength of all that we're doing is in these times of prayer and fasting. That's where the strength comes in, and that's what God calls us all to do. And the fact that we're doing it in a united manner, that we're doing it by faith, that we're doing it for right heart reasons, to have an impact on the people that come from the north, east, south, and west to our Easter production. Thank you once again. Pastor Kuhn and I are so grateful for each and every one. Even if you've just started, you know what? It's important. It really is, because times of prayer and fasting, whether it's 1 day or 10 days, you know, it's all about the matter of the heart. And so your heart being invested is really saying what you want to see by the Spirit of God to take place. I know you have and will appreciate the great things that you will see on production days that we'll all be involved in, and all the work that's going into all of this, but you and I both know that collectively it's sustained and strengthened by this time and season. Now, you know, may I remind you once again what it says in Isaiah 58, you know, because we are doing this time of prayer and fasting accurately. We're doing it with a pure heart, rightly motivated. We're praying for our three. We're inviting them in, but we are being sustained and strengthened and dependent on the Spirit of the living God to soften their hearts, to give them these God opportunities, even if they walk in, that God will just give them ears to hear what the Spirit of God is saying. So this is what Isaiah 58 verse 6 speaks about. It says, "Is this not the fast that I have chosen, saith the Lord, to loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every enslaving yoke." You know, this whole passage really comes down to, you know, honoring God. What we're saying in a time of prayer and fasting is, God, we so need you. We are so dependent on you. We are so looking to your intervention. You know, men have come across with good intentions and have done things on the outside, you know, and try to fix this and try to fix that and put that together, and, you know, much to their credit. But without this time of prayer and fasting, there is no breakthrough. And this one passage right here talks about the breakthrough that God wants to give all of us. "Is this not the fast that I have chosen," he says, "to loose the bonds of wickedness?" So make sure that as you're praying in line with these simple little principles. Is it not, you know, to feed the hungry, not just literal food, but the spiritual food that we're going to give? Is it not that we bring the homeless into your house? It refers to in the following verse 6. And they're coming to the house of God, you know, and the fact that they're coming in is because you've been praying, you've been fasting. And it goes on, "Is it not that we cover the naked?" You know, there are a lot of people, he's not talking about literal, just natural covering. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a covering that the house of God gives people. They don't know that they're not covered by the grace of God, the mercy of God, the salvation of God. They don't know that. But when they walk in, they will hear about it. They'll hear and they'll see demonstrated before them, of course, acted out, but very biblical, you know, a presentation that will share with them about how God has come to bring not only a supply, but a salvation and a protection and a provision for all of them. Then it says also in verse 7, you know, "Is this time of prayer and fasting not, but that we would not become compassionless?" So part of this time of prayer and fasting, that we would not forsake the needs of our own flesh and blood, it actually says. You know, we want to make sure, and I can see that's already demonstrated in your life because you're part of this time of prayer and fasting, that our hearts are softened. We do want to see the salvation of God, whether it's on family or friends or co-workers or whoever it might be that you're praying for right now, above and beyond just the names that you've already listed down and have been praying for. So I want you to understand that this time, just on those 2 verses, go back and meditate. Get that inside your spirit. Pray it out in your time. We're not talking about vain repetitions. It's just about, Lord, this is what I'm believing for my, what is it, your uncle maybe, or your auntie, or your mother, your father, a sibling, or a friend. Lord, I'm believing that you're going to break through. Watch how God leads you and guides you in that time of intercession, in that time of prayer for them. You become this critical. God just found you. He found you, like it says in Ezekiel 22:30, he found you to stand in the gap. But when we stand in the gap, you're bridging the throne of grace with the human race. And you're that bridge, you're that connection point. And you're saying, God, I have one hand on your throne, another hand on this person I'm praying for. And you become that living cord that brings the power of God present and available to people who sometimes don't even know that the God factor, the Jesus factor, is the very factor that they're really looking for. So Pastor Kun and I congratulate you, thank you, and I wanted to be part to share just a little bit, and I'll continue to share some things with you as I have opportunity here about the importance of what you're doing, the value of what you bring to the house of God, how pleased God is. If you read the entire Isaiah 58, you will see that when you fast and when you pray the way you are bringing honor to God. You personally are demonstrating an honor you have for Him because you're depending on Him for the breakthrough. Anyways, from the family of all of Word Life Christian Center, your participation makes a big difference. We couldn't do this without you. We need you. So thank you for being part of this time of prayer and fasting. And together we will see great results. And you and I, together with the rest of the church, will give God all the glory. Again, thank you very much. Aloha. Until the next time I have a moment to share with you.